Hello, my name is Diana, and this is my Trailblazers of the Universe YouTube channel. In my channel, I'm helping you fearlessly and unapologetically live your best, most authentic life. I'm helping you transcend your limitations and break through any barriers that you may have. So today's topic is going to be how to stop identifying with your thoughts, with your emotions, and your past and your trauma. So the first thing we need to remember is that we are, as I said, I'm going to keep saying it again in each of my videos, we are spiritual beings, have a temporary human experience. So basically, we often suffer so much because we're so attached to the physical. We're attached to our thoughts, we're attached to our emotions, we're attached to our pain, our suffering, our trauma, our past, and we create an identity from these things. We think that we are them. So in this video, I'm going to help you basically transcend that and kind of give you a different perspective. So the first one, your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You think your thoughts, but you are not them. So basically, our thoughts come from our beliefs. Where do our beliefs come from? Our beliefs come from, basically our subconscious brain records everything, anything we hear, we see, any experiences we've had our whole life. Our subconscious brain stores that. And it's called subconscious, we're not always aware of it. But so since we were a kid, our brain is like a sponge, like absorbing all that stuff. So a lot of times we have beliefs or thoughts, from when we were a kid. A lot of it we were programmed, and maybe in school, from our parents, our relationships, from the media, the news, everything. A lot of times our thoughts, we identify so much when we get triggered by them, and we let them eat us alive, but we need to realize that our thoughts, we are not our thoughts. A lot of times the thoughts we have are not even ours. We get, a way to have better thoughts, so first of all, work on your beliefs. Think about it. If you believe that you are not worthy, think about how many thoughts they say that the brain has about 60,000 thoughts per day. They say about 95% of those thoughts are recycled over and over again, like from the previous day. Because we have these limiting beliefs. For example, if for whatever reason you have the belief that you are not worthy, maybe it's from a kid, maybe you didn't get enough attention, maybe when your parents left you, maybe you had maybe cheated on a relationship, or someone told you weren't good enough, anything like that. Maybe we thought it didn't have a big effect on us, but it really did. Like I said, our subconscious brain stores that. So a lot of that's ingrained in us. Our thoughts also come from, a way how you change so beliefs are the biggest thing. How do you do that? There's affirmations, subliminals, there's all different kinds of ways. I'll make another video on that, but I don't want that to be my main focus of the day, because I could go on forever about that. But think about it. What are you watching on TV? It's called a TV program. What are you focusing? What is your attention on? Where are you listening to the news all the time? Puts you in a state of fear. Are you on social media all the time? Your thoughts come from that. What kind of music are you listening to? All these things. What kind of people are you surrounding yourself with? If you're with people that are negative all the time, or focused on certain things that you don't want to experience, your thoughts will come from that too. So our thoughts come from a lot of different places, So we need to really be more aware of what are you giving your attention to, And if you see that you feel a certain way, maybe I watch something on TV, or I watch the news, or hang out with certain people, I notice, pay attention to how are your thoughts, A lot of times, we need to really analyze where our thoughts are coming from. When we can sit there and be present and observe our thoughts instead of get sucked into them, we can start to feel out there. We can realize, hey, you know what? Are these thoughts really mine, or are these thoughts from the news? Are these thoughts from my parents when I was little? Are these thoughts from my relationship, from the people I'm surrounding myself with, even my coworkers? A lot of times we have to realize our thoughts, aren't even our own. We think the thoughts, we are not them. If you can actually be present through meditation, grounding, exercise. I made another video on anxiety, and I talk a lot about how to get present, grounding, different things. If you can just be present in the present moment and just observe your thoughts. Notice the next thought. Be silent. Turn off all distractions. Turn off the TV. Turn off your phone. Whatever. Put it away. Just sit in silence. A lot of people don't want to do it because they're scared of their thoughts. They want to resist them. We try to distract ourselves from them. We try to do anything to get away from our thoughts. I know I used to be somebody, and I still do it sometimes, where I'll watch TV and I'll be on my phone and my computer, like all at the same, and listen to music all at the same time. Sometimes I don't want to deal with my thoughts. I want to kind of drown them out. But actually, all that stuff is also giving you more thoughts, getting ingrained in your subconscious mind. So anything you listen to with repetition starts to become your thoughts, So you have to really learn how to separate yourself. Once you can observe your thoughts and be present, and just sit in silence, and watch the next thought that comes in your mind. Actually, when you do that, it teaches you to be more present because you're being more aware. Once you learn to observe your thoughts, you are no longer in your thoughts. You become objective. You're not subjective in the middle of it. It's kind of hard to get out of your thoughts when you're in the middle of them. You have all the stuff going on. But if you can actually be the observer, observe your thoughts. Watch the next thought that comes in. Think, is this really my thought? Or is this, maybe you might notice, hey, this is what I was watching on the news, or this is what my parents have been telling me my whole life. They're not really your thoughts, so we need to learn to separate from them by being more present. The second thing is you are not your emotions. Emotions are just energy in motion. So basically, your thoughts and emotions are connected to, you think a certain thought, right? It comes from your belief. And then you react a certain way. You feel the energy come through your body, right? You even feel it. So your emotions are like in they call your emotional body, your pain body even, when you have trauma and stuff stored. So it's literally extorting your body. You're reacting, you notice, you feel a certain way. You literally feel like a tightness in your chest, that feeling, that butterflies like the pit of your stomach. Those are your, it's like your emotions, so energy, emotion. So how do we deal with emotions? Well, first of all, emotions are temporary. They're not permanent. They're always changing, right? Because you're reacting to your environment, you're reacting to your thoughts, all these stimuli. So to deal with your emotions, you need to first accept that you have them. Stop trying to run away from them. Stop trying to suppress them. Sit with it for a second. You don't need to go high to avoid your emotions or your thoughts. You don't need to tune it out with TV or something. I'm not saying that that's not good at all, but if you're doing certain activities just to numb those out, you're going to see that what you resist persists. The more you resist it, the more it's going to come up. Energy, emotion, it's energy, it needs to go through you. So you need to accept that you have them, don't judge it, accept, hey, you know what, I'm feeling this way. I can see why, because this, whatever. So you accept it, you allow it to go through you, you feel it. Feeling is the hardest thing, but the more people don't want to experience emotions, they want to feel pain, but it can't pass if you don't feel it. Once you feel it, it can be released, it can pass through you. So we really need to learn to sit with the emotion, just emotion, and if you just sit with it, it's really not as bad as you think it is, You might have had pain in the past, but the more you resist it and suppress it, the more it's going to keep coming up and you'll be triggered, right? So anything that really triggers you, gives you a strong emotion, you need to just learn to kind of sit with it, just allow it. Don't need to judge yourself so much. A lot of that's deep-rooted. Sometimes we have trauma from our childhood, from our past, relationships, heartbreaks, grief, all kinds of life experiences. So the more you can allow it, accept and allow it, the quicker it can move through you and the quicker it will pass. The last thing is going to be, you are not your past or your trauma. We have, and I'm not trying to underestimate the impact that trauma has on you. I think therapy can be really helpful. You can do energy work, there's Reiki, different things to work with trauma and stuff. But any therapist or any one of those methods, it's going to be kind of like with the emotions you're feeling, right? So a lot of times we identify with their past. And when we identify with our past, where your focus goes is where your energy goes. So when you're putting your energy and your thoughts, your feelings, everything in the past or in trauma, you are bringing that into the present moment. You're not being present. You're literally bringing the past into the present, and you're going to keep experiencing it again and again because that's where your energy is at. That's where your focus is at. You're going to keep attracting those experiences again and again. So we need to really realize that we are who we choose to be in the present moment. Every moment is new. The past, there really is no time. That's a whole other video. I'm not trying to go down the rabbit hole right now. But the past is just a memory. It's like a different perspective of the present moment. There really is no future. There's only now. Now is the eternal moment. And the future is just a projection. It's our imagination. So if we can just work on being now. So, okay, maybe I had addictive behaviors before. Maybe I had mental health issues. Maybe I had trauma when I was a child. The more we can accept that we have it, accept it, and we are who we choose to be in the present moment. You can choose right now to think differently, to feel differently, to let go of the past and just accept it and just be a different person. You don't have to identify with it anymore. You know, you did these things, and all the experiences you learned something from, the right, to help you become a better person, or that even lead you, all the darkest moments bring us to something even better. So we just need to learn just to be more present, just right in the now. That happened, okay, it's over, it's done. Your life, your soul is eternal. These experiences are temporary, so if you can just go with the flow of life, just learn from it and just be a different person. You can act a different way. You do have a choice to act different. You don't have to suffer. Everything is really a choice. It might not feel like it because you feel like you're stuck in a certain pattern thinking for a while, and when you think a certain way, you get emotions. It's like a circle. It's hard to get out of it. But if you can just focus on now, be the best person you can be in the present moment. Okay, more present. There's some healing that needs to be done, then, you can seek that out, whatever resonates with you. But I think some people don't know who they are without their trauma of the past. Some people, they have this experience that happened when they were a kid. I'm not trying to underestimate the feelings, the emotions of trauma, but they bring it into right now, and then their whole world is shaped around that. Some people don't know who they are without their trauma. Like they had this trauma when they were younger, they have addiction issues, mental health issues, and they don't know who they are without it. So they identify with it their whole life, and your whole life, but the more you focus on it, put the energy there, that's what you're going to attract into your reality. Because reality is created by your beliefs, thoughts, feelings. And then and your actions arise from your beliefs, thoughts, and your feelings. So you need to let go of these things. You're not your thoughts, you're not your emotions, you're not your past, your trauma. You are who you decide to be in the present moment. You are worthy. You're a spiritual being having a temporary human experience. These experiences are all temporary. You can be a different person right now. You can choose it right now. You don't need to be that person you were in the past. You don't need to keep dwelling on it. Life's moved on. Everything's moved on. Everything's always changing. Change is the only constant thing. So if we can just learn to move forward, be a new person, and create a new identity for ourselves. So that's all I have for today. As always, I do post I pin a comment for discussion. So the question is going to be, out of all those things, like your thoughts, your emotions, your past, your trauma, what is one of those things that you identify the most with? And also, if you resonate with my content, feel free to subscribe, like, share, comment. Greatly appreciated. And I do have a Facebook group and an Instagram, Trailblazers of the Universe. Those links are going to be in the description box of my channel and of this video. So have a good day, everybody.